What up, buddy?
What's up, teeners?
How's it going, Mr. Dayne the Great?
It's going pretty fucking good, actually, bud.
That's what I like to hear. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Failure Made Monsters. We got a lot to talk about, a lot of fun stuff. Great guests this evening, yada yada yada, etc. etc. We'll do all that. We'll get into it. If you don't know what the show is about, we talk about everything from porn stars to politics. So if you're into any of those things or all the peas in between, stick around, won't you? But peas. I think it's time to peas cue the music.
Represent the lobby, not the people. For 4 years in a sequel, the bottom line is the bottom line. They represent the full, not the hungry. The NASDAQ, not the country. The bottom line is the bottom line. They represent the greedy, not the needy and seedy backroom dealings. The bottom line is the bottom line.
Hello,
Billions and billions. Sorry. I'm not sorry. I'll never be sorry for that.
I know, it's all good. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Failure Made Monsters. I'm Santino the Misfit, and this is my co-host, cohort, and compatriot,
Dane Alexander, but you can call me the Great for short, though.
Indeed, you can. And as I mentioned at the very beginning of this, which was all of 30 seconds ago, we talk about everything from porn stars to politics. And we like to catch up on current events and stuff. And once in a while, we bring in a guest from any walk of life. And our guest this evening is actor Duane Venner. Really looking forward to having him. He's also a good friend of Mr. the Great here. So,
brother,
yeah,
we have gone past friend. We're at
Amen.
brother territory.
Amen.
It's like
All
me and you,
right.
Santino. You're not
Easy.
my fucking friend.
I barely like you. I don't know what you're
God
talking
damn
about.
it, son of a. God damn it. Reclusion has done you a disservice, sir.
Has it? I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like my complexion's gotten a little clearer. So
Ghostier. A little.
Dude,
a little
I look
ghost
like
chalky.
a ghost.
You
I haven't
really-
seen this. I've seen this. I saw the sun once. And I held
Tattooed
his
ghost.
hand for like 2 weeks. It was great. And then after that, it was just. I'm basically going to start growing fangs and drinking blood soon. It's going to be fantastic.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I know a club we can go
Nothing
to.
wrong with that at
Totally
all.
Fine.
No, I'm looking forward to it, to be completely honest.
I'll show you the handshake later.
I'm positive. Oh,
Don't do that. Don't do that out
I-
loud anymore.
I got nothing. I'm just going to drink and wait and hope that I get funnier as the evening goes on.
I'm actually drinking, which is cool.
What are you drinking?
I'm having a Maker's Scream.
The Maker's Scream.
Bringing out the fucking hits over here.
The hits indeed. That's a good one. That was cream soda, Maker's Mark, and was there anything else? Just the two.
No, just those two. Keep it simple.
Clean,
Now,
simple. I like
if I could find a bar that ever had fucking cream soda ever, and P.S.
Fair.
Yo, are the bars open in L.A.? Sir, are there is the mask mandate gone in L.A. right now?
I still haven't gone anywhere. I honestly just
I
because
fucking have.
I'm sure you have. You were going places already.
Yeah, I was already going.
You're going places.
No, fucking. One, I have been out. It's still a little. It's a little sketch because so I went to Target, I went to Ralph's, and I had my mask on because
then people think you're a Republican and you're not vaccinated because you're wearing a mask, and that's like basically a fate worse than death.
In the stores, I feel like it's so soon after they lifted the mandate that a lot of people don't know, but also you're around food and shit, and there's a lot of people, so I think people are still a little wary about that. But
Absolutely.
I was in the gym. I'm good, bro.
Were you walking?
I was
doing that. Everybody.
I was like, get off me.
Hi, my name's Dane. Spit in your face.
No, but for
How you
real
doing?
though, I was far less worried, and that was my main kind of my takeaway. Basically, is that it's not. At least I can kind of relax a little bit. Feels
fair.
good.
No, I get that. I've been I'm running errands and stuff. Like I've been a little less. Like, oh fuck, everything
everything you touch,
so straight up, like if one of them touches me, I will for sure start the zombie apocalypse. That's where it's been a fucking thing.
I will say get vaccinated. It's if you're not yet, just shut the fuck up and you sound dumb. Just do it. Just fucking do it. Seriously. I had to I was talking to my sister because my mom's not yet, and I'm like, yo,
dude, I'm trying.
What is going on?
I don't know.
What's the thinking here? Anyway, whatever. Neither here nor there. Point is, there is something to be said about feeling a lot more comfortable when you're out. If for no other reason, just for that alone, that peace of mind.
I agree. So just to talk numbers real quick too.
Unless you have a medical reason, by the way,
which we've said a bunch of times in the show too. And just to talk numbers, the cases, I mean, because we have vaccination rates going up, although they have stalled because, of course, they fucking have in this country. We can't seem to do anything that requires scientific literacy properly.
Yeah.
But cases just last week were down 42% over 14 days at about 11,800 cases, and this week we're down 10,000 new cases, roughly down another 18%, with new deaths only been at 280 in the last 14 days, which is fucking remarkable.
That's amazing.
We're down 280, I guess, from the past, but down 30% anyway. So the numbers are all trending in the right direction. California's vaccination rates are great. New York's vaccination rates are great. Cases are going down. So it's all working. Now, the one thing I look at is like, well, this happened last summer.
Right.
Too.
Yeah.
So what happens when the fall hits? Like, I genuinely don't know. If the vaccination rate doesn't crack, we don't crack that herd immunity number of, what is it, 70, 80%? If we don't get up there, like, do we let this thing sit out in the world too long, like is happening in India and in Brazil? And you're starting to see these variants and stuff like that. I'm not trying to be a doom spreader.
I mean, look, and in the back
is a concern.
In the back of my mind, that's absolute, because we already did this shit once. You know what I mean? Like, where they were like, "Oh, it's okay," and then like a couple months later, it's even worse, and we're back in it. Yeah. So like that's definitely
at the time, though. To be fair.
We didn't have the vaccine. To be fair, we didn't have the vaccine. We didn't have the vaccine at the time. But still, I'm wary. Just want to make sure.
No, I agree, and there's still too many people that are uneducated on the vaccine, on the specifics of the new vaccine style of mRNA, which is not new. And I feel like I've had to say this on this fucking show way too many times.
Yeah.
But like just before I hopped on here, I've been staying. I got to say this too. Staying off of Facebook as much as I've been off it has been like an amazing.
experience.
So, I'm not on there nearly as much as I used to be.
And for the record, anybody that follows me on Facebook, here's the other thing I don't fucking do. I don't go through my fucking Facebook messages. I don't fucking do it. I don't fucking do it. If you guys knew the kind of messages that I fucking get on a daily basis, you would understand, but I don't care. Sorry. If you really want to send me a message, like leave that shit in the comments or whatever the fuck, or jump on something that I'm doing, because I don't go through that shit.
You really want to leave Dane a message, what you need to do is tune into Failure Made Monsters Fridays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's how time zones work. And hit us up in the chat because it's live, baby.
You can also send me nudes. I'm not going to turn a nude away. I'm not one of those people. So like,
there's a submission form at failuremademonsters.com.
You might get clowned.
Now says to send Dane nudes, and we mean it, baby.
If it's not a good nude, you might get clowned, and I might post it to Twitter. But I think I just saw our guest Duane run away off the bottom of the screen real quick. He comes back real quick. Just Duane is fully and completely used to all of this fucking stupidity. Trust.
I thought you were about to say all of this.
Trust me, and we'll get into that. None of this is shocking.
I look forward to it. So I was going to say before I hopped on here, and I just needed to bring this up. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about the vaccine and stuff, and they coming from this like weird angle, and it's oddly it's like a lot of like boomers and shit, or just and stuff.
Okay, boomer.
Yeah, okay, boomer. A lot of you get the Trump supporter thing. There's this religious people and blah 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 blah. And I got into it briefly. Dude, I just can't. But I saw this fucking meme someone shared. I look, nothing against the guy personally, and I disagree with a lot of people on a lot of things politically and all that, but I'm fine with the people themselves. And even one of our guests, I spoke to, not one of our guests, one of our someone in chat, we were DMing over the course of the week because of the conversation we had about vaccines last week. Right. And I have no problem with that person personally. It's just I disagree with you vehemently on this specific topic. Anyway, so the meme here was quote, "Funny how we were raised not to be peer pressured into taking experimental drugs, and now we're being peer pressured into taking experimental drugs." And I'm like, first off,
it's like comparing apples to drugs.
Yeah.
The fuck? That doesn't make any sense. It's
not
a comparison at all.
So the reason I'm bringing this up is I'm like, I've been really good about not engaging, because you've been following me on Facebook for years, and I would tend to, especially in like the middle of the Trump shit and the quarantine, where I was just like,
fucking go off. I
destroy motherfuckers in the comment section and just go into it. So I tiptoed back into those waters briefly on this specific meme, and I'm like, first off, experimental drugs and experimenting with drugs are not the same thing.
Right.
You have let's please.
That's good.
I'm just saying, right?
Well done, sir.
I'm just saying. So I'm like, these aren't the same thing. And then add to that too, your generation is kind of, because there's an older gentleman who can post about, you guys are the ones who created the war on drugs, while my generation is turning weed stores into Apple stores. So like, I don't really know what the fuck point you're trying to make here. On top of that, let's not pretend that mRNA vaccines haven't been around for fucking literal decades. It's not experimental anymore. It's just that this is a vaccine for a novel coronavirus, which means it's a new virus, which means any vaccine for any new virus is going to be new. So by default, you could consider it some version of experimental because it's fucking new. Of course it is. And if you want to wait around for another year or two and see if nature takes its course and we all fare all right, like, cool, have fun with that. But like, ladies and gentlemen,
watching the show right now, this right here, all of that. That's the when that Santino starts to happen, when his cheeks get all flushed and shit. Woo! Buddy.
Hang on.
Strap in. I said it.
Anyway, but somebody else drew a correlation here, and they're like, "Yo, there's like." It's one of the people in there, I think it might have been the same guy who posted it, is like, I don't want to be like, people shouldn't be judged for not wanting to get the vaccine just the same way as they should not be judged for their religion or for their political affiliations.
No, did we talk about that? I think we
probably
did.
But I just want I thought of something during this, and I responded to it. I don't have it up on the screen, but more or less I kind of realized something. I had a little bit of an epiphany, is that people who worship Jesus Christ, people who worship Donald Trump, people who are anti-vaccination, and people who deny that COVID exists all share this one thing in common. They have no problem with the suspension of disbelief. Yeah. It is just it becomes about, and then you're trying to argue with them about it, but it's not the reason. Arguing with people or debating, I prefer debates, but it devolves into arguing more often than not. And the problem is you're and this is what I realize, it's you're arguing objective reality versus their subjective reality. Yeah. They believe this is the truth. You're also like, nah, motherfucker, the actual truth is that was a lie. People don't walk on water, and this vaccine works. COVID's real.
You're also arguing with people that are gonna like be in line to see Fast 9, and they're gonna fucking love it like it's cinematic gold. You're arguing with those people. Hold up. FYI,
I would 1,000% go see Fast 9.
Shut the fuck up.
Swear to God. What? Love the Fast franchise.
Stop it.
Love the Fast franchise.
I like when it was street
for popcorn movies and street racing, and I like Vin Diesel. Not a lot.
But I like his music. Oddly enough, I like his music. Have you heard his music?
Now, sir, we have a disagreement.
Have you heard his music? Have you heard it though? Have you heard his mix, his like house mix, whatever that he did? I did. It's actually got legs on it. I was pretty fucking impressed.
I heard some like pop song he dropped over the thing, and I was like, nah. Nah.
Sorry. Hi, Natalie. Sorry, she said hi.
Oh, hello, Natalie. And thank you for joining us. Everyone in chat, thank you guys for joining us. I went to what is this? Yeah, I went to a country club today, and they had a message on the front door saying, "Ask server to wear a mask."
Like, because they don't have to either, right? So you can request it, or they
not.
Whatever. Yeah. I mean, I get that. Well, I get it now.
Like, it's all weird, and it's somebody else said too in this same thread we were talking about. This literally happened like 10 minutes before we popped on. That's why it's fresh in my mind. But they were like, "Well, like I got vaccinated, but I don't judge other people for it. And if the vaccine really works, then what's the risk of people who don't want to get vaccinated not getting vaccinated?" And I'm like, well, the risk here, is that you're allowing a virus that is mutating rapidly and creating variants at an alarming rate over the course of just 1 year to exist further and to continue doing that. You're giving it more opportunities to grow and to mutate and to change into a point where this either turns into an endemic, or worse, we see a resurgence of what was happening during the throes of the pandemic because the vaccine becomes less effective. That's the fucking risk. Go get the jab, you bitch. Damn.
I mean, damn. All right. Calm down. Breathe. Breathe. But yeah, I'm right there with you.
All right, I'm good.
Anyway,
on that note, what do you say we bring in our guest?
Yes, so we have a guest, and I would like to proper introduce him because, like I said, family, brother to me. Many a shared experience with this fucking guy since I've lived in LA, like close family, and I love him to fucking death, and I've been trying to get him on the fucking show for actually a while now, and I'm really glad that he's gonna be here. Duane!
Finally convinced him to do it. Duane Venner, what's going on, bud?
What's up, everyone?
Thanks so much for joining us.
Bud?
How's it going?
Fucking
it
fantastic.
Is going. Wait, for starters, hold on, wait, because I know that this I can soundboard this off for you, because of if you don't follow Duane at D Venner?
Yep, D.A. Venner.
D.A. Venner. But like love his takes on current social political issues. Anyway, we finally got Juneteenth.
Amazing.
Like just now.
Literally.
But there are other things that there are more pressing matters out there, and I feel like this is just like a band-aid or an appeasement to Black people, instead of protecting voting rights, defunding the police, and properly funding other organizations that are better able to handle certain situations. They've given us Juneteenth, but
here, take this.
I appreciate.
Always had.
I appreciate it. It's needed. That's not to say that it's not needed.
Didn't you know the only reason
further?
The only reason that Juneteenth is famous or popular now amongst people is because Donald Trump held a rally on that day.
Shut the fuck up.
That's what he said.
What? He did that.
Basically,
he really.
A lot of people didn't even know. People didn't even know what Juneteenth was 2 years ago.
But,
I mean, other than there was a lot of Black people that didn't even know what Juneteenth was.
True.
He gets a little bit of credit, but I think the big credit goes to the fact that it happened during the BLM protests last year, while there was a magnifying glass on the issue of race in this country.
A petty move by a narcissist, and it magnified a holiday that should have been, put on a pedestal like a long time ago. So we appreciate that, Donald Trump.
Facts. Right? Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I saw real quick. But also before I popped on here, there was apparently there was an article on the Hill or something that popped up, and I guess what happened was, and this is in a book, not necessarily fully substantiated, but when Trump announced that rally in Tulsa, he had on Juneteenth was, I guess, last summer. Jeez, fuck me, man. That feels like 100 years ago after all this could have happened since.
Yeah.
But so last summer when he did it, he asked a quote unnamed Black Secret Service agent if he was familiar and with the holiday and this and that. And the agent said to him, was like, yeah, and it's like really fucked up. I'm paraphrasing. He didn't say it exactly. It was like, yeah, it's like it's insulting that you're doing this at all, like on this day. And that night, apparently Trump tweeted that he was trying to reschedule that rally. Because of that happened. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Well, maybe then he didn't do it intentionally, but I don't know.
Dude, Tulsa.
Wait a minute.
It's like,
wait a minute. Hold on.
You did Juneteenth in the city where literally over 300 Black people were massacred.
Yes.
Because of the success that they were having within their community.
Yes. The other thing too, I feel like you've had like Watchmen and other pretty big shows highlighted too. It's another reason that became more prevalent. And you're like, so how did you not know
that was
about this? Like this is now in the zeitgeist, like Black Wall Street, the whole thing. Like this is we know this.
My mother didn't know about the Tulsa Massacre, and basically until most people didn't know about Juneteenth. I had no idea. Didn't know about the Tulsa Massacre.
No, I didn't know that.
They did a real good job of burying it though too.
Yeah,
that was kind of the idea.
If you look back at I guess they didn't have newsreels, but like at the periodicals at the time,
microfiche, fucking microfiche.
Yeah, that.
Yo.
That was back in the day.
Yes.
But they really downplay it. They said I think they said 18 people were killed, and it was exponentially more people than that. Like they decimated a community. And massacred hundreds of people.
Yeah. Because they could.
Well, because
they got away with it.
They got away with it.
No one was held accountable for that.
No. And that's not obviously that's a trend, not on that level, on that scale anyway. That's not true, actually. But I'll say that's a trend you see in smaller cases all the time. But when you think about it, I was reading something the other day, and they were talking about how it was like one of those long Twitter threads from someone I wasn't familiar with, but it made a lot of sense. And he was going on about how you see these different disparities and issues and shit that we criminalize in one instance because it's personal. Right, like one person, this crime was committed by them or against them. I think it was on the issue of wages. How if I come over and steal $100 from you, I can go to jail, right? Yeah. But if a company steals your wages for a whole ass year, it's not a crime, and you have to go to civil court for it. And it becomes a whole fucking dragged out process. It's like it's an entire different animal. And I feel like you have the same exact kind of like broken logic applied to so many issues of race.
Oh yeah,
you know, with obviously there's like a systemic problem, but it's like we look at it. It's almost like when they say, like, they joke about like a serial killer, like a fucking like Stalin killed how many millions of people, and it's almost like not murder anymore because the numbers are just so
astronomical,
so vast,
and you can't quantify. It's hard to digest that, and then you're seeing the victims as this like massive people, and not they're actually dehumanized because there's so many of them.
Right,
you can't see them as individuals.
Like legitimately, what's going on in fucking with Palestinians right now.
Yeah,
low key. Just an FYI.
I gotta ask. I'm just the short version, but like, where are you on that, Dane? I don't think we've talked about this on the show.
Really?
Israel Palestine.
I feel like I was pretty vocal about it. Well, maybe not on the show.
Maybe you weren't.
Yeah, I'm on the side of Palestine. Yeah, pretty much. That's how I look at it.
I think we have a slight disagreement there.
And I think when because I don't like bullies.
I get that. I also don't like cultures that treat women like second-class citizens either, too. Though, so I think it's a nuanced conversation. I don't know everything about it, but just the more I learn, I'm like, this shit's a little broken on both sides.
The way that they're going around, the way that they're going about it, the way that the much larger power is going about rectifying whatever the situation
but didn't
the
much larger power also offer a two-state solution that Palestine declined at one point? And I could be wrong on that, but that's my understanding of the situation.
Okay,
because it all came down to people who were there.
This is a topic for an entire show. Because
I know.
Because I have lots of friends on both sides, and
there were good people on both sides.
Right? No, and there's a lot of nuance. Everybody thinks it's just it's the religion thing. No, it's not just a religion thing. It's a historic fucking thing it spans back decades. Yeah, there's a lot of shit
farther than decades.
Right. So it's hard to like, you can't just be like, oh, it's this. There's more to it. But yeah, yes. We would probably disagree, but I don't think it would be as adamant as you.
Oh, look, it's like a lot of things where we probably find a lot of similarities when we think about intersections here and there.
But I have to do this. I have to shift a hard ass fucking gear because somebody.
No.
Yeah, no, right? Fuck you. No, somebody sent this shit to me and it drove me nuts because I hate you. We were talking earlier about like Band-Aid over fucking a situation or whatever, that pandering to the. So somebody sent me Kellogg's. Put out a cereal that's called Together with Pride, and it's all of their cereals in one box.
I heard about that.
So it's and I should just send it to you. So
it's like the suicider of cereal.
Yes, it's got.
Remember that the fountain drinks?
But I'm just
those of you don't know.
So for anybody unaware, allow me to. Duane is also a gay man. And
if you couldn't tell,
so he can, right? You know what I mean? If you know, if his titties wasn't being out, wasn't throwing you. But
you act like it's obvious, but I'm over here wearing fucking pink eyeshadow, pink t-shirt, and whatever the fuck. My wife's upstairs.
Well, all right. So yeah. So and just to add on to it, Duane is not only gay, but also black, and also from the South, and also an actor. You know what I mean? Like, just is one of those types of motherfuckers that just.
Duane, where are you from?
I've always respected.
I'm from Charleston, South Carolina.
South Carolina. I thought it was
Carolina. You were close, Daniel.
Yeah, I was close. I knew it was one of the Carolinas.
I am from the cradle of the Confederacy, where the Confederate War started, where almost every Black person was, their ancestor was trafficked through. That's where I'm from.
Yeah, no shit. How long you been out in
Shudder to think.
The 15th of this month was my 10-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
And we didn't drink?
It was the middle of the week.
Oh yeah.
I don't see the problem.
As I'm getting older, I'm trying to like space out my.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that. Yeah, we discussed
for comedic effect. I say, but this is the first thing I've had all week. Probably the last I have till the next show.
So then you're turning this leaf over during Pride Month. How first of all, because I know you
turning this. I don't really drink during the week.
I don't either, but you were like, I'm gonna space it out even more, and I'm like, okay, but ain't there shit going on for like Pride's got to be popping right now, right? Because everything's opening back up.
Dane, sorry. Yeah, Dane, you saying you don't drink during the week is not fair. All right, because your week is Thursday to Sunday, and then the rest of the days you're hungover and unreachable. So that doesn't count.
But still, you don't drink
on Monday through Wednesday.
But I'm only a modified week, so.
but I'm only ever drinking like on a Friday or a Saturday. So it's like, all right. So and he's absolutely. I absolutely am shot. Don't text me. Don't call me. If you do, just
don't show up to my house randomly.
Bro, if you do, expect to get a response back like Wednesday or later. Period.
I'm coming over, Dane.
Man, just text text first.
Nope.
Look, hey, anybody in the chat? I want to know. Okay, anybody in the chat right now? How would you? I'm trying to figure out how to work.
Don't.
All right. Anyway, whatever. Skip it.
Backtrack.
Randomly unannounced.
So as far as Pride Month, because everything's opening back up. I know that you travel a little bit for it, but like shit's got to be popping out here too, right? Like mass shit going on because like we can.
It's
be outside.
It's not the norm, but like people are doing what they can.
Yeah,
it does feel like Pride Month. I will say that. Whereas last June did not. There's just a certain energy in the air that doesn't necessarily, it's not as palpable in other months.
It's
a much needed energy that our community needs.
Can I ask you? I want to ask you a quick question on the topic of Pride Month, because I've talked about this with Dane and I've had this conversation a lot. I own a brand, a beauty brand. We do beauty and hair care products, and we do. I try to keep it to where Pride isn't. It's not a month. It's just always. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of like rainbow capitalism, but at the same time, not being a part of it in some capacity feels also counterintuitive, because I do think during this month it's a good opportunity. It's like anything else when there's like, hey, this is let's showcase this thing. Let's pay attention to this issue that requires more attention and requires more education for people who don't know and that kind of thing. What's your position? Like, how do you feel about the way that it's treated now? Because it feels like it's kind of now it feels pandery, but at the same time, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because at least it's out there, right? I mean, I don't know.
So I think it's interesting. Capitalism seems to devalue a lot of things.
Well said.
Human life being near the top of the list.
Exactly. So I mean, that inclination, that feeling that you have, I don't think it's incorrect. I think within the community, like sometimes we make fun of the fact that corporations pander to us during this month. But as you just said, at the same time, there was a time where we weren't acknowledged at all.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole AIDS epidemic happened because and the Reagan administration refused to even acknowledge that it was even happening. So the fact that you have every major corporation in America now acknowledging Pride Month, even though they're pandering to us, that's
even though they're donating to Mitch McConnell in between every other month.
But that's something to a 6-year-old in Mobile, Alabama, who a 6-year-old 30 years ago, they didn't see anything. They didn't see anyone that looked like them. Yeah. There was no gay marriage. You could be kicked out of the military, and now all of those things are possible. And now you're having mainstream America acknowledge as that this is a prideful thing and something that you shouldn't be ashamed of. So and as gross as it may be from a capitalistic standpoint and an economic standpoint, its impact probably is saving a lot of lives.
Yeah. It's one of those things. It's like there's really no downside to it in the when you look at the macro view of it. You know,
right?
When you really kind of, it's kind of like one of those things where, like, there's no
kind of like Christmas.
With
the meaning of Christmas gets lost in the capital. Like when we're talking about presents and basically Christmas starts in October now.
Dude, can we talk about that?
And then you look at Black Friday and people are literally dying because of
trampling over
on TV. Where it's like it's $100 off. Like, come on, you could have paid that extra $100 and not killed Nana.
True. Poor Nana.
But it doesn't mean that Christmas doesn't still exist and that the meaning behind Christmas isn't there if that's what you celebrate. But,
sure. No, I agree. I completely agree. I think there's just a matter of, like, to me, and the way we've handled it as a brand, is it's just been a matter of trying to be tactful about it, and we've been very upfront
I have noticed that. Oh, yeah. I saw the ad, the most recent.
Oh, thank you, sir. Yes.
Yeah. I will say though, I don't want to. It would be arrogant for me to speak on behalf of the entire LGBTQ plus community, but I notice when organizations are when they constantly acknowledge us. I notice when an organization is truly an ally. So it's not just during June. So if you're always putting that message out there, then you're doing the right thing.
I agree, and I think what I'd like to see, and this is another one of those things where I don't want to sound like some fucking far left Twitter warrior bullshit too. Like, fuck those people too. They're just as bad as everyone else. Like you need to chill the fuck out because you're creating a stink around things that need actual human conversation.
Exactly.
With nuance and stuff. But I think, like, for us, like, so our brand, we donate to the Trevor Project every month. I've been a big fan of them for years. I did some stuff with them with a promoter of mine and my old publicist who were both gay men in New York City. So I was introduced to that scene a long time ago, and it's way too much fun. And then we ended up doing all types of parties and shows and stuff. And Trevor Project sponsored one of them. And once I found out about that and their whole thing behind them, I was like, well, as soon as I get the opportunity. So, like, you know, that's one thing the company does. So I kind of like made a point. And this is what Dane was referencing before. It's the only reason I'm bringing it up is I made a point to say, like, well, we do this all year. Like, this is a part of it. And then obviously the models we work with and the artists we work with and stuff too, all over the place. Like, I don't call a photographer and be like, hey, are you part of the community or whatever? Like, I don't like, because that's just a weird thing too. It's not. Your art is more important to me than the rest of it, as long as you're not a scumbag. But and being gay is just part of who you are. It's not your entire fucking identity either. I don't like when people make that like that's all of it. So I don't look at it like that. But obviously, we want to make sure that we have clear representation all the time. And I'm like, well, when you see these companies that are, I feel like if someone has the audacity to put to change, you know, to throw a rainbow flag on their logo, but then the rest of the year do some fucking shit that is clearly against the interests of the LGBTQ community, then I'm like, yo, should there not be like I don't know. I just hate, I mean, part of me is, like you said, it's still a good thing all in all to see this. But at the same time, I'm like, fuck, you're getting away with it. You know what I mean?
I think it's important.
Drives me nuts.
I get what you're saying.
I think it's important, especially Duane, in your case, because I do see that you do like a lot of work representing brands that are specifically tailored toward the LGBTQ plus community. So you know, knowing how to like who to celebrate and who not to. Because who is it? I forget the company that you just did the shoot for. With the shirt, I woke up, which I love. I woke up gay again today or some shit.
Oh,
like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
What was it?
Great.
That sounds gay is the name.
That sounds gay. There you go. Love them. Love them. They actually like reached out to me. And, like they're cool. They seem cool as fuck. Great company. But
that's
like shit like
great
that.
Name.
It is. It's amazing. It's taking power away from like of an idiotic saying that didn't. I don't think a lot of people meant harm by it. They didn't realize how much harm they were causing. People who were growing up that were hearing that sounds gay. You're literally hearing that. It's a microaggression every day that something's wrong with you.
And I will say, just quick fucking story. I had a teacher who set me fucking straight, because I remember when I was a kid.
For me?
No. In Chicago, and I'm like, yo, that's fucking gay. Da, 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 da. And I remember she stopped the whole class. She's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I don't know. It's like,
she called you the fuck out.
She's like, I'm like, it's like stupid. It's kind of, it's kind of whack. She's like, so you're saying that gay means stupid, right? And I'm like, shit. Like, there's no, you can't, even in my youthful ass mind, there's no, you're like, fuck. Like, yeah,
it was the same thing as the F word, because to be polite about it is like, that was another one of those things. Not fuck. I'll say fuck like it's part of my vocabulary. It's ingrained in my DNA to say fuck. My brand is called Fucking Fantastic, by the way, for those of you who don't know. FuckingFantastic.com. But no, it's like the F word is the same kind of thing. Like, growing up, I didn't associate that or like that's so gay or anything with gay people.
Yeah,
I just didn't. It was a complete disassociation. It was similar to like, it was kind of like when you grew up and you said like, slang became like, oh, that's sweet. Like, I didn't think the thing was sugary or tasted sweet. It was cool. It had a whole other fucking meaning. And I was so used to hearing it growing up that like, oh, that's gay or that's that or whatever. And it's like, it didn't mean that. And then when you start to realize, no, you're marginalizing an entire group of fucking people. Don't really like remove this from your vernacular. But as a child, like maybe just as a young teenager or anything, you have no fucking concept of any of that. Yeah. It's up to people who are older to kind of squash it. And it's really, I think, up to like, entertainment, music and film and TV and stuff where the stuff becomes, I think, where it gets life from.
I 110% agree with you. I was telling Dane, like, when I grew up playing football and all kinds of sports. We played a sport called Smear the Queer.
What?
You didn't? Did you not say that?
I didn't.
I played ball, but I never heard that before.
But I was playing that game before I even knew what that was. I didn't know what a queer was. Yep. So it was like in that. That's what I mean. It was like, it's like society sort of ingrains that into you. But to your point, Santino, I think, and I know that it's entertainment, it's music, it's TV, it's movies that really push things forward. I think I mean, if you look on any show right now, you can find a gay character, and they don't have to explain why that character's in the show. Right. Like they just happen, just like they just happen to be gay. Like, or now you can see an interracial couple and you don't have to explain how did that happen.
Joe Biden went on
they like each other and they're fucking. This is it.
The end. End of narrative. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. And I think that's one of those things that's made it so it's normal for our generation, the way weed is normal for our generation. Yeah. The way drugs in general really are normal for our generation.
Speaking of drugs,
weed has been normal for every generation. It's just I think certain people branded it. They were excellent at marketing drugs in a certain way, and
the same thing with weed
to target certain communities, and that's exactly
the same. Drugs and gayness apparently have a direct similarity here, in that it was literally, and I've said this before about other things too, marketing is if we had to talk about what the fuck the left is dog shit at, it is branding and marketing. And the right is the only thing they're good at.
Yeah, the defund the police. Like, I know exactly what they mean by that, but it's
terrible. It's terrible.
Terrible branding. Because you're telling the other side we don't want any police. No, we're not. No, that's not what we need. Fucking police. We're not saying that. We're just saying they shouldn't show up in every situation. Woefully untrained to and cannot handle.
Exactly.
1,000%. You know, somebody who social workers and people who are prepared to deal with mental health and drug addiction and these types of things should be shown, you know, should be showing up to these different calls as opposed to like a guy who's, you know, mostly trained to handle things with brute force.
I think also, I think a lot of
it picked on, and I remember that day that for some reason I went to bed early on Friday night and woke up and decided I wanted to go to IHOP at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I walked in and there was like 5 cops, and I texted Rocky and Dane. I'm like, there are like 5 cops, and they're all staring at me right now. And Dane was actually concerned for my well-being. I'm looking at all these cops, and like one of them walks up and just starts talking to me. So I'm like talking to them. It's fine. They leave. And as I'm talking to them, I'm looking at all of these cops, and one, like all of them, I'm like, I'm passing judgment when I say this, but I'm like, I feel like all of y'all were picked on in high school, and none of y'all are in shape. I'm sure at one point you were because you passed the police academy, but you no longer are. Yeah. And they just seemed like miserable. Even the one that I was talking with just did not seem like a happy person. And so now we've given this person a gun and a license
and minimal training.
Insert power over people, and I'm like, this is the problem. This is the problem right here.
Yeah, it requires you have to go through more training to do less tasks that hold less power over the removal of one's life. There's a myriad of fields that require more training than to become an officer with a gun in the world.
Well, and I would
have a gun like a nurse.
I would say also, like, with where the defund I think came from was because also very much police budgets are astronomical, and a lot of it stemmed from they don't need that much money. They don't need a fucking tank. They don't need a fucking. They don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why do you have
militarize them? Because we have a National Guard. If we need someone to come in with a tank, we have a
people
body,
for that.
an organization that can do that. Why does the LAPD?
They called them in here. They called them in here
like Navy SEALs during the Black Lives Matter. What is going on?
That was fucking. Let's just.
We got to put that. By the way, we got to put all that shit out. By the way, Santino, just because he brought it up and it sparked it in me. We got to we were very involved during that period.
You just held it. You just made me do white guy face. I went.
What?
What is that?
That's the 2 white guys passing in the hallway meme.
Where'd your lips go, bro? For what? Why? For what? Less threatening? Is that what it is? Stop. Anyway.
No, it's true though. We do, and I really still want to get. I mean, I doubt he's in here right now, but I want Channer and Coco on that one fucking song. I feel like I don't want to release it if they're not on it.
Yeah,
we'll find somebody for it. And honestly, like I've said this before to you, and I probably said on the show that's the one that you had me pull the sample from, that the news clip. Dane,
yes,
right. That I cannot be a dominant voice on that song due to the topic. I can't. I can have a voice on it. I have no problem voicing my opinion on the topic of race and all, but I cannot be the dominant voice on it with you. That just can't be a 50-50 fucking split. Like that don't work, you know? So we got to get more people who have a different perspective on it.
Duane, you know the clip where they asked the young kid when he was I forget, somewhere Minnesota, Minneapolis, something like that. But they were like, you know, what do we have to do to get you guys to stop? And he's like, it's like the kid's like 12. It's like, it's not us guys. And I'm glad you asked that question. He's like, it's not us guys. We didn't do this. It's the cops came in here and blah 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 blah. Like it's like a super
asking us to change when they don't change.
Exactly. Right. Like you're supposed to set the example, not us. Like, you know, we don't know if you can't change, then we can't either. Blah blah blah. But like, it is a tear jerking fucking thing. If you,
fucking amazing. Look it up. In the height of the protests and shit, because Dane and I were both going out to him, and obviously I think Dane was going out more for drone footage than anything else. Because I swear to God, he could not have been more excited about the drone at the same time. We used it in the video.
They were at Hollywood and La Brea, and when I saw this, like Hollywood does not strike you as the kind of place where it's like, we're politically in the know. There's passion here. When you see that many fucking models and fucking actresses and fucking whatever the fucking everybody kind of puts that shit. aside and they're like, yo, let's show up. It's like, oh shit, I can be proud of this. I'm actually,
dude, no,
I'm gonna get someone to document this.
And if you're not watching the video footage of this and you're listening to the audio only, I'm full on teasing him. Like this is completely
yeah.
But no, and because and I'm
don't say it like that though. Don't say like full on teasing. Like,
no, I'm full on teasing. I'm gonna tickle his balls. It's gonna be great. He's gonna
which, by the way, randomly, I'm sorry.
Go on.
It up. By the way, amazing if you know how to do it right. Just recently,
it's nice.
Just recently got started to understand the draw of like when it's not a grab.
Light. No, it's gotta be light. I don't like the grab. It's gotta be light.
Buddy, listen.
Yes. No,
Duane, chime the fuck in if I'm wrong. Like, I mean, when it's just like a
yo, can we get one of those little like a little whistle fucking
bro, let me tell you that
it
shit
is, though. I agree with
you.
It
will send you to another fucking place in your mind. You'll just like
hold on, Duane.
Like hold on, wait, because I gotta say this. So it was one of those things where it really tickles, but at the same time, it's like amazing. So you don't want to laugh. Because you don't
I get that.
You're like sitting there like
I do get that.
Anyway,
I totally get that. No, Duane, you remember earlier when I've been worrying the whole time. I'm going to say Duane and Dane too close together, and no one's going to do the fuck.
Happens all the time.
It's just gonna happen.
Everybody does it with us all the time.
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Okay, I'm good. No, but earlier I was like fucking I was joking that Dane he popped in. He goes, "I'm gonna change the topic really dramatically, real quick," and I was like, "Oh, surprise! You just saw firsthand how we went from the BLM protests and the beauty of seeing all these people come together to him getting his balls tickled in literally 5 seconds."
I mean, when you say it like that, it sounds just
right there.
That's like having a conversation with me. It's just
thanks for
you don't bird walk at all. There's no segue. It's like how did did I have a stroke? Like how did we get to this?
Like I will change. Look,
I love it.
I'll change it
it's
all.
How my brain works. So
I'll change it all. I'll change it all after a cigarette. Like for instance, look for the record. Like I said, Duane's my brother. We've had many a long night drinking this shit, whatever. And we will be on one very serious thing. And I'll like walk outside, smoke a cigarette, and whoever was still left in the room is still like talking about it.
You smoke cigarettes?
And I come in, and I come back in, and it's like, and just. Whatever that was is I don't even remember it. So we're on to something completely opposite, and that'll be the thing that carries. It's whatever. Life's too short.
Or whatever. Entirely too short. I get that. So let's talk about ball tickling and BLM. I'm here for it.
So yeah.
Honestly, those two topics put together, mixed with this icon on the bottom right of the screen right now, could not be.
By
more
the
perfect.
way, I was gonna say I love the fucking icon on the bottom.
I saw it. It was on his T-shirt, and I was like, "Oh, that fits perfectly for the show." Like, it's. I didn't know that existed. I never seen that before. Yeah, I thought it was fucking great.
Until I saw it on your T-shirt, I didn't know either.
It just fits so perfectly for the show, and I knew all this shit was gonna come up. Which, by the way, Duane, I don't want to like you're on the show. Yeah, you're a gay black dude and all that. Like, but I don't want to talk about just that the entire fucking time. Like,
I expected to talk about that because it's
no, for sure. So. But I do want to ask. Let's pull a Dane and hard turn here. Somebody in chat asked earlier, and I've been wanting to ask. Like, you're an actor, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, is there any projects you're working on, or did you work at all during this pandemic situation? And what was that like?
You did it all. I thought you did a couple.
It was fucking because we've had a couple actors on. I heard it's crazy shit. It was crazy trying to get on set now.
I was cast in a short, and then it was put on hold because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing I've done is a web series called Alicia and Jerome, and the second season will be coming out shortly. But that was also put on hold.
Where can people find that when it comes out?
You can find it on my IG, or there's actually an Alicia and Jerome IG page. You can just go straight there.
Awesome.
It'll take you to the YouTube links.
And your IG for the people in the podcast too, because I'll throw it on the bottom of the screen in a second. But for the people in the podcast, can you spell out your Instagram so people can follow you?
Sure. It is DA, V as in Victor, E, N as in Nancy, N as in Nancy, ER.
DAVENNER.
DA Venner.
And also, you've been doing a lot of more modeling and stuff. I noticed there, bud.
I have been to a lot more malls.
Yeah, you have. Yo, seriously?
That is not on a professional level. That was a personal creative out of my comfort zone.
Heavy pause. Y'all want to see Duane's ass right now?
Go to his Instagram.
Go to his IG.
Instagram.
Trust will not be disappointed. Y'all want to see? Okay, so Duane, like I said, brother. So Duane was with me. Duane was with me in Miami, for my birthday. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
you were around some shit.
Bro,
I heard some stories, man.
It was fun. So here's the. But I while we were there, I got a chance to shoot him, on the beach, like
that's illegal.
Near the hotel, shoot pictures. Oh, by the way, that happened to me on the fucking on Facebook. I said, oh, like a friend of mine. She was saying,
you got flagged for it?
Yeah, for saying, oh, I want to shoot you.
I have a photographer.
Like context,
really?
Facebook.
Yeah,
context.
Yeah. Seriously, look it up. Like there's a whole lot of comments before this.
It's not people, dude. It's AI.
No, it's AI.
So,
and then it has to get reviewed. And
the AI should be able to pick up context.
Like a little bit.
It is that.
You'd think.
Yeah.
Try having a brand called fucking Fantastic and run ads.
Right. Yeah.
I've been dealing with a lot of bullshit from the AI, algorithms and whatnot over at Facebook and Instagram.
But if you wanna see pictures also of Duane with hefty dick root and and double cheek the fuck up on the beach that I go check that shit out. It's fire.
Dick root?
Is hefty dick when you need a trash bag for a condom? Is that what it is?
Look, I'm gonna tell you some things. Look, you're not far off. Listen to me. Listen to me talk.
Okay,
you are not far the fuck off.
All right.
There you go.
Okay.
Right. And
you gonna make a black man blush.
I mean,
right?
Teamwork, man. Makes the dream
there
work.
You go.
We all we got, bro. We all we got.
Duane, what was it like being in Miami with this crazy motherfucker?
It was insane, but I had a blast. I didn't really sleep, but
it's Sobe, man.
I had never been to Miami. It was
so it's your first time too.
Yeah.
I love Miami, dude.
I would go back in a minute.
It was one of those things where, like, so Duane pulled. So when Duane got there, we had been there since Saturday. Duane got there on Monday. Once we got the place of Fontainebleau, and Duane pulls up.
By the way,
which is amazing. Shout out Fontainebleau. Shout out. What strip club did we go to? Tootsie's. Shout out Tootsie's. Appreciate y'all. But no.
Oh, you gotta go back a few episodes for a whole story on Tootsie's.
But no, like Duane gets there and like first thing me and him did, we like, okay, liquor run. Fucking went liquor run. And when I say to you, it started up back up again and it just kept going straight through until like I caught the plane back. Like there was no lull in it where we're like, oh well, hey, let's go have a dinner and a nice show. No, that wasn't how we did shit. It was fun.
No, you're not married like me. That's not how this works anymore.
Hey, you were invited.
I was shocked that the amount of girls. There were 70 girls at that strip club.
I didn't know that.
Monday night.
I did not know that.
And there was like some baddies in there, and I'm like, "This is y'all's D squad." Like, what?
I didn't even, and because it was a Tuesday, right,
dude?
It was a Tuesday. It was my actual birthday on Tuesday, so it was like on a Tuesday night. It was like that. Look. I was too lit. I couldn't see really what was going on in the whole place. I know it was two levels, and I know there was like girls talking to us, and those are pretty much the only ones I even really kind of.
They weren't talking to you. They were talking to Duane.
They were talking to Duane. Facts. You're not wrong. They were talking to Duane. And they were talking to Rocky.
I have eyes. I can see both.
Shivers don't talk to me, and if they do talk to me, they talk to me about whatever. Go look at the.
Actually, they did talk to you.
Yeah,
where it went.
Real quick. Any girls in the spot you're at not talking to Dane, you fucking up.
Yo, I got stuff to offer.
You fucking up.
Whatever the fuck that means.
There's a good human being right there. You fucking up.
But no, they were cordial. Everybody was sweet. It was a good time. Let's just put it that way.
Dude, I love South Beach. As I've talked about on the show, we did the whole music video shoot down there years ago at this point. I genuinely considered. I lived in Florida for like 10 years, and I was younger, on and off, and I hated the like heat and humidity of Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like living in soup a good chunk of the year. It's bad.
It was humid as fuck.
It's bad. It's bad. Like it's almost insufferable. But some parts of Florida are dope. Like my folks are, they're snowbirds. They're Jersey, Florida all year. Yeah. And I've thought about after going to South Beach, I was like, yo, I legit consider moving from New York City to South Beach.
I don't know that I would want to move there.
But it feels like it's like Disneyland. I don't want to live in Disneyland.
Wait. Because when you were coming back, you were like, I want to move here.
No, I said I want y'all to move there so I can.
Oh yep. That's kind of
So that's why I have.
When I came back from Puerto Vallarta, I was like, I want to move there. That's.
Oh shit. Okay, that's the other thing I forgot about that. You were in Puerto Vallarta, fucking. Okay, so here's the thing. That's got to be a massive celebration. Am I wrong or am I right on that? Because I saw a couple of like the pictures that you like posted or sent back.
It was the first. It's the first Pride. So Pride. Kind of like it's like a domino effect, and there's Pride. It starts in Puerto Vallarta, and then it just trickles down into various cities throughout the whole entire world, and it actually ends in like November. But PV kicks it off, and it was also the first Pride since the pandemic. So it was just like
that's right.
I had never seen. Like Dick was just running free. I had never seen that many men.
Visual alone of Dick running free was great.
Things like go on.
Running free, you say?
Free? I don't want to pay for this anymore.
I don't want to.
Other than that, though, like I actually love Puerto Vallarta, like the actual the people. Like I was like, I would move here.
Is it set up like most of the kind of vacation spot Mexican places like Cabo, whatever, where everything's kind of centrally, like all of the bars and shit are in this area, and just like, you know what I mean?
There's different zones. So like Zona Romantica is like the gay area, and then there's spread out areas.
It's like New York.
Yeah.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah.
But the city, like the city or the town itself, I would call it. It's very. I mean, it's specific to the Mexican culture, and it's very quaint.
Hold the fuck on!
Don't forget, Jay will marry if you get.
Oh shit! A Stokes coming with the memory. For those of you who can't see what's on screen right now, someone in chat just referenced a past episode and said, "quote Don't forget, Dane will marry you if you get the quote film end quote on his dick during a blowjob." LMAO. This is true. Well, fucking played. And I also have to say, my wife has been dead silent this entire episode, and I just read that out loud, and she goes, "Oh my god!"
So Duane, we need to. I don't know what you like. Again, I'm not gonna whatever. Make plans on live, but we need to hang out because I got to fill you in. But so basically, last show there was
this doesn't you're about to make me change my description on my page. It says filmmaker. It's got to go now. It's got to go. Shit has just gotten weird, and it's got to go.
Last show I talked about how, like, if they're really into it, sometimes there'll be like a film that like gets like a film.
Talking about mucus, dude. During the blowjob,
whatever. During
that extra film
where you could blow bubbles in it. Where you could blow bubbles in it. You come on,
it's mucus.
So anyway, I was like, and I was adamant about the fact that's
the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, she
was adamant that is the holy grail of blowjobs.
It's a skill set, is what I'm saying. Yes.
And I'm like, so if you have a dairy like heavy Jamba Juice before you suck someone's dick, you can marry Dane.
Yeah,
what's going on here?
Bro, we need to hang out. Duane, we need to hang out. I gotta tell you stuff.
And hold up, real quick. You saying that immediately afterwards. If he shows up with a Jamba Juice, just know what to expect.
Like, so what do you mean?
Know what to expect.
So what do you mean? Anyway, that's what she was referencing, and top tier. Thanks for.
She goes. She goes. I'm not sorry.
You should not be. That was quality commenting in the fucking in the comments.
That's amazing.
So you were in Puerto Vallarta for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days.
No,
I know you said you wanted to move.
Like,
that's all I remember.
5 days.
Oh, that's right, because you're a fucking flight.
No, I was in Puerto Vallarta for 5 days, and then I was stuck in Mexico City for a night.
Right, because you're.
What was Mexico City like?
Completely different than PV.
Yeah.
So like,
it's a very, very different.
The shuttle that took us, because basically the airline fucked up, causing us to miss our flight. So they put us in the local Holiday Inn. So they shuttle us to the Holiday Inn, and as we're turning into the hotel, there's a guard with an AK-47, a machine gun, and I'm just like, "Yo, why is this why is this necessary?" Because in PV, like I'm like walking around City, at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I feel like more safe than I've felt in any part of Los Angeles. Like it was a completely completely different environment.
I've never felt like that outside of a resort in Mexico in my life. Every time I've been there, it's been shady if you leave the resort, or there's been multiple military, heavily armed checkpoints on my way to the resort as well.
Really?
It was, it looked like
I didn't see any military or anything like that in PV at all. Not throughout the city at all.
Yeah, the reason Mexico City and all, and a lot of like central Mexico and all too. Yeah,
no, it's definitely
heavy cartel. Like,
another fun fact about Mexico City. I can't remember if it was John Oliver or something. I watched this whole special on it a while ago, but you know, Mexico City is sinking, and they have like a water crisis there.
I didn't know.
Because literally the whole entire city is sinking. Because I think it was built on top of like a waterbed or something.
I think it's like built on top of like Aztec ruins. So
that maybe that too. So that's do you want ghosts? Because that's how you get ghosts.
That's how you get ghosts.
Yeah. But it was like literally it's the whole city is sinking. Very if you get a chance, look that up. It's pretty wild. Like the amount, and then they're going to dramatic lengths to try and pipe water into Mexico City because of that, and amidst other things. But anyway, whole other episode.
Yeah, I was unaware. I mean, here's the thing.
I digress.
My thing is, every time I've been into Mexico, it's like you know one of two things. One, it's the policia and the military that's the heavy presence, or it's the cartel that's heavy presence. Like, but it's usually one of those two kind of entities, and you're just aware of that. You just kind of stay the fuck out of dark roads and dark alleys and shit like that.
I have made some questionable decisions in Mexico.
I have made
going to questionable places with questionable people under questionable circumstances.
I got one word for you.
Freaks me the fuck out.
I got one word for you. Rocky, other friends from San Diego, Adelitas. That's all I have.
Is there something about their way?
Is that a whorehouse in TJ?
I don't know if they like to be called that. Okay. I don't know the PC terminal.
Well, they Tijuanan whores, like they call them.
I didn't at the time, to be honest.
I got a BJ and TJ from a whore.
I learned quick.
Chat real quick wants to know, are we going to be doing a show next week? Yes.
We are, right?
We are considering doing one July 2nd, depending on Dayne's availability and how drunk he's going to be in another state.
Yeah, yep.
So, and I don't mean another state of existence. I mean literally another state.
But also the other thing.
I mean, both probably.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, let's keep it.
But we are doing a show next week, and we will maybe be doing a show July 2nd, and then we'll be taking probably July and August off. We might do some stuff in between, a couple of things. So keep an eye on failureMadeMonsters.com, or obviously follow Dane and I on Instagram for updates on stuff like that, and Failure Made Monsters on Instagram. And we'll let you know if anything comes up. But we might do a little something in between. We're trying to organize Dane and I in the same fucking room at least once. Before the end of this season, if possible. The logistics of actually filming that become a little more complicated because we don't have a producer or anything. It's just the two of us. So.
Exactly.
But we'll figure that out.
But it'd be nice though, bud.
So if you want to see me tickle Dane's balls and show you how the film is made,
bro. But if you can do it right though, but don't play me, bro.
Dane, if there's one thing you know about me at this point is that I'm a perfectionist, and if I do something, I do it right.
All right, big facts.
Looks directly into camera.
That's
my wife laughed upstairs. And she's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, totally. He's gonna make it right. He's gonna make it right. Don't worry.
You know it.
No, yeah, no. We should just to be in the same room and fucking get wasted and be in the same room.
We'll have to make that happen. But while we have Duane here, before you and I have our own little love affair, Duane, is there anything? Because I know there's a bunch of topics and we talked about a bunch, and some of them are obvious and XYZ. I have a few other things I wanted to bring up, but is there anything you wanted to dig into while we're here? If you're familiar with the shit that Dane and I talk about.
Yeah.
No, I actually was just coming in wide open, seeing what you guys doing.
That was easy. That was low hanging fruit.
Low hanging balls. If that's the case, sorry, what do you got?
If that's the case, we have a question.
We do have. You want to do it now?
We have to do it now.
Why
wouldn't we do it now?
All right, we'll do it now. Okay,
Dane,
I'll let you set this one up and put it on the tee, baby.
All right.
Put it square on the tee, cover it in film, and tickle it a little.
Here's the thing. So
let's go.
So we ask everybody this question. It's pretty straightforward. When you are, doing the thing, doing your goddamn thing, and you get to that point where you're like, yo, I wanna
sex, Duane.
Yeah,
during intercourse.
I want to make this thing, I want to make this thing pop. I want to finish it off, blah blah, finish it off strong. What is your go-to signature sex move?
That's the thing. He always forgets the word signature, and I'm like, what is specific? I know you did. Thank you. I appreciate it. You finally,
what makes it
50 episodes or whatever the fuck we're at.
It depends on what position I'm in.
Oh, well, what do you prefer? Like, if you have to say this here, right? They will remember this tomorrow.
Oh, that's well said. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what's that?
You do what's that. No one
what
else
is
does that.
What is the piece de resistance?
I would say if I'm bottoming,
yeah,
my signature move is actually being on top, riding. I guess which we all would call that cowgirl style. I'm not sure.
Reverse or regular?
Either or.
In this case, I guess cowboy.
Cowboy.
I see you.
There's a certain way that I move my hips, and
okay. So there's a hip rotation involved.
I can control the muscles.
That a boy. Okay. So is there a male version of Kegel? Like, is there a male word for Kegel? What's the male? Is it all just Kegel?
We call it Kegels, but it's
Kegels.
The Kegel cowgirl.
I don't know if that's scientifically accurate.
That's not the Kegel cowboy.
Kegel cowboy.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Cowboy.
I like the Kegel cowboy.
The Kegel cowboy.
Because we also try to name them all. Like Rocky's was
that's the masseuse caboose.
The masseuse caboose. Yeah.
Masseuse caboose. Hold on.
I've heard of this. I've heard of the masseuse caboose.
Yeah, you've heard of the masseuse caboose.
Hold it. This might be stupid, but it just popped my Duane the cock bottom.
The cock bottom.
The rock bottom. Duane the rock. Come on, no.
Rock bottom? No. I get it when you explain it.
The Kegel cowboy, is that where we're at right now?
I think the Kegel cowboy makes more sense because it's like right away things come to your mind when you say, okay, so
you know what it is. You know
exactly what it is.
Yeah, you know exactly what that shit is out of those two words.
Yeah.
Or the cowboy squeeze.
Actually, I kind of like
the cowboy
or the drunken cowboy if it's a sideways motion.
I like cowboy squeeze or
drunken cowboy sounds like a hot mess. Like this is
all right, Duane, you have a choice. You have a very, very important choice.
This is for all the marbles.
Cowboy or the cowboy squeeze.
I'm gonna have to go with the cowboy squeeze.
God damn it,
ladies and gentlemen, victorious again.
Where's the loyalty at? Okay, whatever. In my head,
I don't know where the loyalty is, but I'll tell you where the royalty is because I am the king of naming these signatures.
Fuck you. Fuck yourself.
This was more marketable.
I don't have a name for that one yet.
It is okay. You could, yes, okay. Cowboy squeeze. It rides a little bit different.
And it,
don't make an ass of yourself, sir.
Fair enough.
Rim job. I mean, rim shot.
All right. Easy.
I can't help it.
Easy does
All right,
it.
so what before we wrap everything up here and put it in a nice little hefty bag, I wanted to talk to you guys. I was just curious because we kind of we touched upon this, gently grazed it, tickled it, if you will, before we started the show earlier. And this is actually I am going to say something serious next, but about this the whole Biden Putin thing. I am curious because I did want to talk to both of you about it. And I thought we were going to get to it at the top of the show, but here we are.
We didn't. Yeah.
But yeah, so there was the obviously the way Biden said he was going to talk to him, and then I don't know if you watched the exchange between them at all, the press situation beforehand and the way he handled it. I just wanted to get your first takes on the way Biden handled it. It's not even really fair to compare it to the way the dude who was, literally one step away from tickling Putin's balls last time in Helsinki. Yeah. So I have my own opinions on it, but I was curious. Duane first. I'm curious, what was your take on the way the Biden-Putin meeting played out, in both the way it actually played out and the way that the media handled it this go around? If you have a strong opinion either way, that is.
I don't really have a strong opinion on it. I do feel like, well, I don't. This is just par for the course. The GOP media gaslights the way they gaslight everything, but they
literally everything.
They definitely gaslighted the meeting between Biden and Putin and made it seem like Biden was weak,
a pushover. Yeah.
Which, I mean, you're going up against someone who has no morals and has been kicked out of the G8 summit. So there's only so much you can do. So I mean, you're kind of going up against, like, you're just kind of like knocking your head against a wall, I feel like, if you're in Biden's position. So that's I don't really have a strong opinion either way, but I do feel like, just from the GOP side of things, it was definitely gaslighted.
At least the way the media handles it.
Correct.
Yeah. I agree, and that's one of those things. It's like you just kind of have to get used to it at this point because they do it with everything.
Yeah, everything.
They ignore the last 4 years completely. And the way things went, it's as if it didn't happen. And
they ignored the Capitol being
glazed over.
That didn't happen.
It's wild. And this is to our point earlier, that the GOP is fantastic at branding and marketing. Mm-hmm. They control the narrative.
Fantastic at it.
Yes, and we are dog shit on the left at it. Really terrible because to be fair too, and we've had this conversation. To be fair, we've had this conversation on the show before, but there's a reason for that. It's not as simple as, like, one side is worse at it than the other, though that there is truth to that. They're pandering to a different audience, and an audience that requires, the left requires explanations, and they have standards and morals and they
and facts.
Yes, and the suspension of disbelief it's not as strong on this side here. So when they're talking about things, there has to be substance as opposed to
nothing?
No, rhetoric. The right basically. I mean, the R in Republican might as well just mean fucking rhetoric. It's all it is. Name one fucking policy of substance in the last 5 years, even though we've had so much GOP control in the annals of power.
Yeah, we've had, and nothing was actually.
Don't, Dane. Don't.
I didn't say shit. I didn't say shit.
As soon as I said it, as soon as it came out of my mouth, don't.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, so, Dane, what was your take on
my? From what I could gauge, mine was Biden practiced diplomacy. That's not something that anyone was used to with Trump, and they tried to use that against him to say that he was being weak because he did so, but that's what a fucking president is supposed to do.
Yes.
So beyond that, I mean, whatever. It's like, what do you want to do? Like, fucking punch him in the mouth and fucking he gave fucking Trump a fucking soccer ball. Like, eat a dick. I don't give a fuck.
How weird is that? I still
at least he's not taking gifts from him.
That's up there with George Bush getting the shoe thrown at him. It's just an odd prop in the middle of a very important like political conference. Just an odd thing. Yeah. And I agree. I think Biden handled it well. I liked his response to when they were like, what are you going to say to him? He's like, I'm going to let him know what I want him to know. That is like the most Joe Biden way of all fucking time of saying a long answer short, which is what he kind of does. He's just like that dude, you know, he's just like, look, I'm going to fucking tell him what he needs to know. And he's going to show up. He's like, I'm not going to be an asshole. I'm not going to walk
live up to his name.
in the middle of
Switzerland. That's such an uncle thing to say.
Yeah. I'm
that's
something your uncle says.
Real quick though. Cause like in my family where I come from, an Italian uncle from New Jersey says, I'm going to tell him what I want him to know. Someone's showing up with a broken leg or an arm or cement shoes in the bottom of a river. So, you know, it's a little bit context, but no, yeah, I get that. I agree, man. It really is. And he's got that old guy thing about him. And I'm not a huge Biden fan. He's had a lot of flaws over the course of his political career. And a lot of things I don't agree with. Obviously, for those of you, anyone's been paying attention to me for literally any short amount of time politically, I was a huge Bernie guy. And I think we should I know. I think we should be leaning more progressive, but he's been more progressive than I expected him to be, and he's been more open to listening to what what's going on the left of the aisle in general, left of center, as opposed to even Obama was. Obama was too hard up on trying to be a centrist, and I think a good chunk of that has to do with the fact that he was the first black president. He didn't want to be.
That's the main.
I really do. I think it was a big thing. So people forget that because they forget that portion of it. And I think a lot of the younger generation forgets the weight carried by Obama being the first black president, because our generation grew up with, everyone. It's normal. Like we idolized people of different races and shit. Like there was no. I mean, for me anyway, and I can't speak to people before me, but like, I mean, I'm in my mid-30s at this point, and like, I never grew up thinking anything different other than like we're all just people. Like I went to school with majority black people. One of them, I've been to school with literally people of all types of class, colors, creeds, religions. I've lived all over the fucking country and stuff, and I never thought
public school.
Straight up.
Yeah.
And I went to private school with a bunch of white motherfuckers for like 6 months, and that was terrible. I got expelled from that motherfucker for fighting, so that was not fun. But I feel like people forget all of that, and they keep remembering Obama was a Democrat, and even though he was more of a centrist and shit, and you just kind of. You forget that he was trying to like do something a specific way for a certain reason. And now you got this dude in there who's like old as shit, knows he's going to kick it, is way too fucking like familiar with the concept of mortality based on his entire family history. And he's like, I'm doing everything to make an impact. And I kind of like that. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of his history. I'm not a huge fan of his past. I'm not a big fan of the fact that he speaks without the eloquence I expect from a world leader. You know what I mean? Like, I want the guy running the country to be the best and brightest and like the smartest, best person for the job. Biden's not that guy, but I do like that he's at least making a real, what seems like a public effort at minimum to listen
and his
to.
poll numbers are remarkably high for considering
all things considered
the change of power. Like,
I agree. So he, so all those things, and the long way around to say is like, I was worried. I'm not anymore.
Yeah.
About him. At the bare minimum, I'm more worried about guys like Joe Manchin.
That's what you were trying to say?
Fuck you.
That was the wordiest. That was the wordiest. I was worried, but now I'm not. I've ever heard in my whole fucking life.
Listen, motherfucker who gave a 10-minute dissertation on the film.
So wait. Look. I'm gonna get a little wordy here. But I want this to be as clear and concise. I sense sarcasm in your voice already. I want this to be as clear and concise as I can make it. So, Duane, dick, length or width? Go.
Remember when I tried to make this a conversation about literally anything else?
Why can't I
look? But I love that it's I love that it's yes.
Like it.
All right, you can.
No, wait. Hang on.
Okay, gun to your head. You have to pick one.
Hold on. No, wait. Duane, I have to clarify. This is not because of you. This is because the last 2 episodes, especially the one with John Provolone, we spent about 45 minutes on the topic of dicks.
So
much so. Hang on, let me see if I can find it in chats. This, as you see on the screen,
Joey Hollywood. What's up, Pimpin'? I just saw you.
What up, Joey?
Yeah, what up, buddy?
Yo. Sorry. All right. Anyway, yeah, like you said, length or width.
He said both.
Circumcised, uncircumcised.
Gun to your head, you gotta pick one. Really? Okay. Wait. Okay, now Santino. Gun to your head.
Yeah.
All ass, no tits. All tits, no ass.
All tits, no ass.
Really? Interesting. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. It's good. Good answer. Good. Yeah. Everybody. It's so weird. It's so weird. But both. Yeah, but both, obviously, both. But like, I love just getting people.
You better.
I love. Hello, puppet. I love getting like people's where they're at with that question. It's so telling.
After having had both many times, one or the other.
Yeah.
I want one bothered me more than the other. Like the lack of that was it. You know what I'm saying? Like
I get what you mean.
No, and honestly, there's been times where one was more of a problem than the other. Because one broke me once.
I feel like length gives you more of an ego than width would, Duane.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah. Ego comes from length.
I thought you were talking about ass cheeks for a second. I was like, wait, what?
No, I switched up because
you got some droopy cheeks going on over there.
I'm ping-ponging back and forth. But yeah, like definitely I would feel like that would make the most sense to me. Like, because you're never gonna really be celebrated if like all you have is width. Like you're never gonna be that motherfucker. If like
when have you ever heard of like a female rapper talking about
it's like a Coke can?
Yeah.
Could you imagine? All right, yeah. So all right, we're on the same page. Got it. Cool.
Real quick, shout out to Mariah in the chat. Thank you so much.
Hey Mariah. Hey Mariah. We appreciate you. Love you right back, Joey.
Fuck you, Joey.
I know, right? He needs to be on the show.
He does.
Yes.
What
Joey hasn't been on the show?
Joey Hollywood's never been on the fucking show.
He is not. He's fucking up.
All right, we'll talk about it.
I gotta say this down real quick. If you aren't already, please go and follow our boy Duane here on Instagram. Follow Dane the Great. You can see our names on the screen at Santino the Misfit. You can also follow us on Twitch. Duane, do you have any other, or is just Instagram is your main thing?
Just Instagram. That's my thing.
Follow me on Instagram. Follow us on Twitch. Follow Failure Made Monsters as well, which we started posting a bunch of funny political memes. So if you're into that, by all means, hop on over there. And of course, FailureMadeMonsters.com for all the links to all the Failure Made Monsters related shit. So there's that. Duane, I guess so. While we wrap this up, is there anything that you wanted to plug that you got coming up, or just anything you wanted to say in closing? A message you wanted to leave with the audience before we depart, good sir?
No, thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. And thank you for like creating a platform where we could talk about pride, because the more that we talk about it, the more that advances the cause of my community. So thank you.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, it's I don't understand how we still have to have this conversation. So that alone drives me. I genuinely don't fucking get it.
That like over 70% of Americans now agree with same-sex marriage, which you can't get 70% of Americans to agree on anything. So
even vaccines, even fucking vaccination against the worst pandemic we've seen in 100 years.
You can't get 70% of Americans to agree on that. So like that's pretty astounding and amazing. So
wait, hold on. There's one other thing you can get 70% of Americans to agree on, and that is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is awesome.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. He'll
just
be.
No one hates him.
That is you saw he's number one best thing out of the top 100 on People Magazine. Top 100
is
things
he
about
number
America.
one?
Top 100
is he
things
number
about America,
one?
and he's on the fucking cover of the magazine for it. Yeah, I just saw that earlier.
I saw the magazine, but I didn't know he was number one on it.
Dwayne, the motherfucking Rock Johnson.
The Rock's he's dope. He's just dope.
The Brahma Bull, baby. I've been a fan of that motherfucker since he was a heel on WWF. Not WWE. I'm old. It was WWF. I'm just saying. I was a Stone Cold guy though, so
I love the Rock.
Fuck Rocky's ass up during that attitude era. Anyway, I'm just saying. Oh hell yeah! Sorry. Okay. Anyway, Duane,
the millions. All right.
The millions.
So, all right.
Duane, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it. We
absolutely
have to have you on again.
Yes.
Wishing you the best of luck as the world opens up. We look forward to seeing you on our screens around the world.
I knew you were going to do it.
I had to do it. The millions and millions.
All right.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Thanks so much for coming on. We appreciate it, dude. And again, please follow Duane on Instagram. And we love you, brother. Thank you so much for coming on, dude.
All right. Thanks, guys.
I'm going to talk soon.
Peace, dude. All right, Dane.
Yes. Nice. You didn't fuck it up. I know you almost did. I saw it on the tip of your brain. You're going to be like,
what I do?
You're going to be like, Duane. No,
Dane. No, I would never. I would absolutely never do that. I definitely almost did.
Yeah.
No. Joey, I see Joey in the comments again. He goes, so yeah, shrug. You're going to come on the show then, right?
Yeah, right, Joey? Fucking
so we're making that happen. You might have to be our first guest of the next season, I think.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
and Joey's got stories to tell. Like, let's not do that.
There's no shortage of stories with any of our friends in our crew.
Yeah. If they've hung out with us,
I'm just saying. If you don't have stories, you're not my friend.
Yeah, pretty much.
Short version.
Facts.
You're not. So I'm gonna close out. While I was looking for something else in the middle of this conversation, the other meme, something popped up on the top of my feed from a friend of mine, another actor, actually, another gay man actor out of New York City, Michael Zagarsky's a total fucking sweetheart. And I just saw he posted this, and I saw it earlier, and I wanted to close out the show with this little quote here, and I thought this was really fucking dope.
Run it.
All right, so it goes, a disco ball is hundreds of pieces of broken glass put together to make a magical ball of light. You aren't broken, you're a fucking disco ball.
I like that.
We love all of you, you motherfucking disco balls. You beautiful, glorious,
shine bright like a diamond,
shiny, bright balls of light. And if you know one thing after the end of this show, it's that Dane's going to show up and tickle you.
Yeah, or get tickled by you.
Or get tickled by you, and he's going to enjoy the shit out of it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please head over to FailureMadeMonsters.com to find all the links you need. Follow Santino the Misfit and Dane the Great on Twitch. Head over to the Mainstream Misfits YouTube. Hit that subscription button and tickle the notification bell. We will be back for at least 1 or 2 more episodes coming up on Fridays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's how time zones work. Dane, I fucking love you, buddy. It is always a pleasure having these conversations with you. Big shout out to our friend Duane, not Dane, Duane the Great, for coming on this evening. We appreciate it. Chat, thank you so much for joining us live. You always do. You help keep things vibrant and lovely. So we'll be back. We'll see you next week. Thank you, guys. Be safe. Go get fucking vaccinated, because if you don't, you're probably making a mistake.
Boom.